what makes a unique team?
Man, you know, when I hire people, like I'm having conversations like this. What do you like to do in your free time? What do you like to eat? Do you hang out with your coworker? I want to make sure that person fits the team very well.
Yeah.
Are they going to ask them to hang out with them after work? Because I was that person. I'm like, I would hate it when my manager would hire someone and I'd be like, this guy's not going to fit. He's not asking me if I need anything. But those are the things that I'm looking for in that person. Like, and people are so scared to have like interviews nowadays. And I'm like, why are you sweating? Like, it's not that serious. And they're like, it is to them. But I think when I find people, I want to make sure that, like, I don't want to say vibe, but like, I have to have a conversation with them, because how are they going to tell me when they need something, or when I ask them of something, are they actually going to do it? There has to be some truth into their.
Yeah, you and I are very similar that way. You know,
Yeah.
your resume is great. I think that's awesome. That's how you got here.
Yeah.
I don't need you to regurgitate that to me.
No.
I'm going to ask you a few questions. I'm going to interview you so you know who I am, because you also have to deal with me.
Yeah, 100%.
Right? Like, if our personalities clash, it's not going to work, right?
Yeah.
If we're not fundamentally aligned, that's going to be a challenge.
For sure.
If you've ever had to hold it together for a customer while you were falling apart inside, this podcast is for you. I'm Matthew Piekarski, and this is The Hospitality Effect. Real, unfiltered stories from people showing up with genuine hospitality in restaurants, retail, healthcare. And we're here to talk about the connection in the community and what it takes to do this work and the effects that it can have on your mental health.
Welcome to The Hospitality Effect, episode 1. Thank you for volunteering. Really appreciate you coming by.
No, thank you.
And getting this started.
No, for real. No, thank you. I'm excited to be on this. We have really good conversations. You know that.
Yeah, I think, and what this is meant to be is, you know, introduce people to what hospitality is, and, you know, the struggles on both sides. And I feel like some of the stigmas that are floating around right now, something we were talking about before we started recording, you know, the NOMA stuff or whatever. And I just think that there's still a lot of foreign unknown emotion and frustrations and lots of other things that are involved in this that we need to talk about. And I think people need to hear that from the mouths of people that are in the industry, and understanding that bad behavior shouldn't be tolerated, right? But that's both sides.
Yeah, for sure.
So give yourself a little introduction. Let us know who you are and some of your background. Again, You don't have to discuss specific places, but whatever you feel comfortable with.
For sure. So I'm Kirby Cunanan. I've lived in Las Vegas my entire life. My family's been here for the last 30 plus years. Me and you have worked together a couple times together. So right now I'm currently a general manager. I moved my way up. I wanted to work up and down the strip and get in a 5-star. I've opened up some restaurants downtown. So for me personally, if I wanted to be in the hospitality business, I wanted to work myself up to a higher position, and hopefully I'll get there soon. And now it's all about experiences and what we create as a hospitality business in Las Vegas. So I think when people think about Las Vegas, they think we're money grabbing, but there's a side of us that are all about experiences. We can't get wowed anymore. So this is our only way of making sure that guests are coming back, local and tourists.
So I think the theme of the episode is going to be the evolutions of Las Vegas. I always share with everyone that I got here over 20 years ago, just over 20 years ago. I've been in Vegas for 24 years, and I got to see Vegas at its peak.
For sure.
But you've been here longer than that.
Yeah.
So you've gotten to see it on that gradual rise. Like, you got to see the peak. Regardless of how old you are, you're not old enough to maybe have been involved at the peak.
Yeah.
But you got to see all that, and you got to be, you know, part of it. So give us a little feedback on what those evolutions were from you for that small time in your childhood. You know, probably with the water parks on the strip and that kind of stuff. And then, you know, kind of what you see today.
Oh, man. Wet n Wild was so much fun. I'm sure you've heard so much about it.
It was still there when I got here, but it was obviously like done. You know, Circus still had the bungee.
Oh, I loved
the
Circus
bungee jump and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So
my mom's worked at Excalibur for 33 years now. So like, I've really seen the strip really grow. I remember watching Aladdin imploding when I was 9. Like, my uncle is like the epitome of Las Vegas. Like, he was a busboy that shook hands with a pit boss, and the pit boss got him training to be a blackjack dealer, and he did not go to school to be a dealer, and he's been dealing since he was 21 years old. Like,
Sure.
that's the kind of Vegas that you talk about. Like, those are the old days. I grew up in the UNLV area, so for me, seeing it grow a lot, it happened like overnight. Like all those housing by the airport past Russell, like south of Russell, were gone.
But in the early 2000s, I mean, there were some really good restaurants over there.
Oh, they were amazing. I mean, I grew up eating Villa Pizza. So, like, when people talk about what's your good pizza, I say I wish Villa Pizza was still open, and it's Carmine's. But, like, those are the areas that we're talking about, like, that it's on Trop and Eastern, that have all those good old school restaurants in those areas. I mean, Marie Callender's was over there for a long time. Like,
oh, yeah, 100%.
it was a booming area. Those are huge homes, you know? The Ellis family lived in that neighborhood too. They lived on Reno and Eastern. So there's a lot of people that lived in those areas. That
People don't realize, a mile from there, you have, CEOs of MGM, Mirage and things like that live right down the street. You know what I mean? Vegas is so unique that way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
When I was a kid, I used to be able to walk to Liberace's house. My friend's mom used to clean it. So she'd be like, come over. I'd literally cross the street and like, I lived in these apartments. They lived in these housing on Maryland and Hacienda. We just walk over there and just walk around and like be like, who's Liberace? Now that I'm older, I'm like, why did I do that? But it was normal back then. Like,
sure.
we like the Wynn grounds were open for all of us. Casa, I forgot what it was called. Casa, it was huge. It's on Pecos and Russell or that area. So I mean, just. You don't realize how much the area has changed until you get older, and then the market crashes in 2008, and then you really see the town develop, right? This is when Tony Hsieh comes into town, Corner Bar comes into town, and they start buying all these little spots on Fremont Street, and the development really, really happened around my age of 21. Plaza finally got refinished. This is when Fountain Blue sold off all their furniture. And Plaza took all their furniture.
Plaza bought everything, yeah.
And they bought everything. So, like, watching the town grow, like, one spot at a time is, like, crazy to me. Because I'm like, I can't believe that was 19 years ago for me.
Right.
Like, that's nuts. That's almost 20 years. That's just as long as you, Yeah. You've been here. So it's crazy to see where Vegas is at. It went from Fremont being 3 bars to, wow, look at it now. And now there's even a break-off arts district. You know what I mean? Like, those developments are crazy.
So we always talk about the Strip, and I think there's people doing really great things in Chinatown. Where do you think the biggest opportunity for us as a city is? I know we're getting the Michelin people back, and we've gotten, the last couple of years have really gotten some decent acknowledgement from James Beard.
Mm-hmm.
I think we have some really talented people in town.
Mm-hmm.
But where do you think our biggest opportunity is?
I think some of our biggest opportunities, I feel like downtown's almost there. Like the arts district is almost there. If we just refine it a little bit more and it wasn't just so boozy down there, and we brought in restaurants or chefs open restaurants that were down there and killed it. I mean, yes.
You think those high rises are going to help?
No, there's no grocery store. So why?
I know there's no grocery store. I've said that to 100 people.
There's no grocery stores.
I think the evolution for down there, if there was enough housing, is to open up a little, not a bodega, but I've been to Seattle and, into Texas where they have these smaller, like ready to eat grocery stores where they have like, little, you
Just
have the
grab and go.
basic pantry or essentials. Here's the breakdown of the list. You can buy the meat, buy the pasta. They do little cooking classes. It's a miniature grocery store.
Yeah.
I think something like that could thrive down there.
I mean, I lived down there for a year and a half right after COVID or during COVID. So I saw a lot of it develop. I mean, there was a lot of upholstery places, auto shops, like where Huddle is at. That used to be, that the way it's shaped is because it was an auto shop.
I just found that out. And then they added the backside of the building.
Yes.
I didn't know that.
So I watched it totally get developed, that whole entire area. During COVID, I did my walk around the whole entire neighborhood. Oh, that's getting built. Hi, Vinny from Good Pie. Hi, Kim from Main Street Provisions. Like, just really watch them grow. But like, there's still no grocery store. When I was like, I need a gallon of water and I don't want to drive because I've had a couple drinks, I have to walk to 7-Eleven.
Yeah.
And that 7-Eleven's scary.
Yeah, well, yes, I think the whole neighborhood down there is rough, right? Like
Yeah.
even with the pharmacy closing, like there's nothing, right? You don't have access to those basic essentials.
That pharmacy closing really, really hurt that neighborhood because there's 2 grocery stores in that neighborhood. It is the Vaughn's on Maryland and Sahara, and then the other one is on Rancho and Charleston.
Yes.
That's it. On a Sunday when we all have off and that all eat, live, and drink down there, and we're going grocery shopping, like
it's not that it's far away, it's just not convenient.
It's not convenient.
Yeah.
It's 100%. Like I can't go and walk and grab something because that's that life down there. You walk to where you're eating and drinking. Like, why would I want to drive in my car and go to a grocery store?
And we've always survived off of the strip. So I think, this conversation is going to lean towards focusing away from that.
Mm-hmm.
And, you bring up the Arts District, I think is a great example of where we can have great opportunity. I think there's smaller groups that are breaking off into other little areas, but I think we're also falling into the same problems that other major cities are having with rents. The struggle for us, though, is we're not densely populated.
No.
Right? We're not a San Francisco. We're not a New York. We're not even a Miami.
No.
And Miami's pretty spread out.
Yeah.
It's harder to get those people to show up.
Yeah. I think that also, I told you, Chinatown can be there. Like, look at Portage. They're right on that. Sparrow and Wolf, they're right there. You know what I mean? They're in the mix of it. There's so many good places to eat and drink down there. But I think that sometimes it can get slept on with all these cheaper eats in that area. Like, I live in Chinatown, and watching all these all these restaurants get added into there. What did I tell you there? There's 200 plus restaurants.
Yep.
And
I think it was like 227 or something like that.
Right on Spring Mountain. And then they're adding another plaza over there. It's like,
well, a friend just reached
more?
out. You know that bank building that's on Arville?
Yes.
That whatever, I think it was US Bank.
Yes.
They're repurposing that whole building, and they want food and beverage in the bottom.
That's nuts.
Right? So I'm like, there is so much happening. And there has been a lot that has closed, right? Because I think they're leaning into that too heavily, where you need some retail where the traffic turns over faster, and then that can feed into people. Because right now, when you walk into, the new center where like Som is, I'm like,
it's nuts.
There's no parking.
No.
There's never been parking. And then I thought I was, smart when it started, and I'm parking on the street behind it. Now everyone parks there. Now you're parking across the street. Yeah. Sparrow and Wolf.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's a challenge down there.
It's really hard. And to even be like, hey, do you want to grab something? It's not grab something anymore. It's like an entire ordeal in that area, which is great. I mean, it needed to get developed. But at the same time, there's like one street over. It's a little rough in that neighborhood too. You know what I mean? It's just like we're on that fine line in those neighborhoods of like, are we looking the other way or we're just going to keep going forward? Like those are those areas.
I love what Brian's done with Sparrow and Wolf. I think there's really great things happening around down there. What do you think has led to the success of some of these smaller restaurants off the strip, creating energy, getting people to come back? It's that repeat customer. Like these guys are doing really well. They're getting people to return. How do you think they're creating that for themselves and bringing the energy, bringing the space alive? Like, how do you think that they're doing that? Do you think it's social? Do you think it's just people in general? Like, what do you think it is?
I definitely think it's social. Brian has a great menu, but on the other spectrum of it, like I was talking about, like there's cheaper eats down there. And who do you cater to? And a lot of these people, like the success of Lotus of Siam was because of people that were in the industry. A lot of those people worked part-time jobs at the Wynn and then talked about it over and over and over. And I want to say, this is crazy, Jay's Karaoke right now is insane. Everyone loves Jay's Karaoke. I'm sure you've heard about it, right?
I have, but I've never gone.
Okay, they don't even open till like 7 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
First off, they close at 4, but they have the cheapest eats. But everyone walks through that door. Those guys, there's like 5 or 6 of them that run it. They all say hi to every single person.
Yeah.
They shake every single hand. They kiss every single person. They hug every single guy that walks through that door. They remember everyone. And then people start off at Jay's, like to have a couple drinks, have their dinner reservation at Partage, and then go back to Jay's. It's because they want to be recognized. You know what I mean? It's like,
I want to give you an acknowledgement because I think it's important. We don't have to talk about maybe we can discuss where you're at right now.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to give you a lot of credit. You and I started working together at an off-strip property, and we asked you to come and help us with a pub
Mm-hmm.
that has struggled for many, many years, and you show up every day. How did you create that space of a similar quality? How did you start to acknowledge people, acknowledge the regulars that come in? You know, there's an app for all those people, and they're really catered to through that business. How did you find a way? Because I'm giving you the credit for completely changing the way that place operates.
Yeah, that place, I mean, I was the 5th GM that year.
Oh yeah.
So I think it's super important to have community. I opened something called the Ferguson's Hotel, and there was 2 restaurants in there. Right before COVID, they had closed, and community was super important for us. I mean, you cannot thrive in a local area if you do not have a community. So this property, I had to treat it like that, that we worked at together. If you do not recognize every single person that walks through that door, you're not going to have return guests. There's no way. I mean, we started with what, $3,000 in sales, and we've been doing $11,000 or $12,000 nightly now, and that's because we're recognizing people. There's good guest service. Like, we have people recognizing our servers. There was such high turnover when I started. I think they said that they were on like, well, I got hired in October 2024. They had went through, they said, at least 20 food runners that year. I haven't hired a food runner, and I don't know how long. I haven't hired a server or bartender in a year. And I think it's retention, right? It's like how you treat people.
Yeah, and you also show up for them,
100%,
right? I'm
yeah.
not saying you're defending your employees, but you're coaching and teaching, right? You're mentoring, you're
Yeah.
involved, you're actively engaged, you're even the small things that you're putting up around the space.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you and I had discussed so many small changes that don't cost a lot, but you put in how many neon signs that just brought the space to life, and you're like,
Yeah.
we need more. When I'm like,
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
do more. You came in and you said, hey, I don't like the jukebox. I think it's tacky. I'm like, I agree.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it's something that we can remove, but let's ask the owner.
Mm-hmm.
And what happened?
We removed
Take it out.
Yeah. And we put in a really cool Zoltar. There's only like 3 Zoltars in town.
Right.
So, I mean, I want the experience, right? It starts from the door and it ends through, you know, even if you have your $8.99 steak and eggs, like, that's what it is. Like, that's where we're at with that. I mean, you can literally sit for a UFC, you know, fight at 5 o'clock at night, and then you're having a drink and singing karaoke or doing UFC and like all these things. And I have you locked in till 2.
Yeah.
Because now there's a guest experience. None of that worked out for them prior, you know. But these servers and bartenders now see that. They see that you can't be rude. You know, the people that were rude, they no longer exist because now they see how much money they make. You know what I mean? So it's important for us to have retention and have a community for front-facing guests and our employees, because they feel like they're heard and considered to make the business grow.
Let's go a little deeper on that. I think it's interesting when you say, like, they feel heard and considered. How many of those people that are still there have been long standing, but were doing things that were truly above and beyond what they were supposed to be doing, and you just came in and you're like, hi, you shouldn't be doing this, and they felt like you were taking a piece of them away.
Oh yeah.
But how much happier are they now? How much more functional are they when they show up for work? How much better of a performance do they give every day?
Yeah. So we had a lead bartender, right? He did everything.
He was a manager.
Yeah, he was basically a manager. He had a key. He had
Comping privilege. He had everything.
He had everything. Obviously, like, we started off rough. I didn't want to say it was because of me, but it's because of the way I am. And I've noticed a lot of that stuff got swept under the rug with him. but he's so much happier now, and
Yeah.
he makes so much more money. And I didn't want to say, hey, I'm taking your ordering privileges away. You're not curating this menu with me anymore. He still curates the menu
Yes.
with me. Me and him are cleaning the keg room every single day. Like, me and him have a great relationship. It took us a while to get there, but he's like, tells me every day, I'm so thankful that I don't have to do this anymore. And now we have a long-term employee. It's not just I've been here for the last 4 years. I don't know how long I'm going
But
to
it
last.
wasn't less acknowledgement. It wasn't less
No.
anything. It was, hi,
Yeah,
I want you to understand what you do here
it's not your job. Yeah,
so that I can understand what I do here and you can understand what I do here.
yeah,
And I'm going to do what I'm supposed to do, but I really need you to do what you do too.
yeah,
Right? Because how I just go, and he opened up so much more. He and I didn't have the greatest relationship either,
yeah.
but he blossomed that way,
Oh, he's so
right?
much happier.
and he became a more personable bartender.
Yeah,
Right? Like everybody already came in to see him.
yeah,
Now it's even better.
yeah.
Like how amazing is that?
It's so funny because there's people at this property that have been here for I don't know how long, 5+ years or 20 years, and they'll walk in and be like, "Oh my God, he's so much happier." And I think it's just hearing them and recognizing them. Like, listen, I'm not here to fire you, dude. Like, I just want you to do your job the best way you can, and so can I. And you doing all this stuff that doesn't need to be done by a regular bartender, those are not your duties. You are not a manager. Like, I'm not saying politely, respectively,
Yes.
you are not a manager. You do not get paid for this. You get paid so much. You do not get paid a salary. You should not be answering emails, all this stuff, right?
Agree.
From your personal email on top
Oh,
of
yeah,
it.
yeah.
You know what I mean? So there's a lot of that we've had. I mean, there's another bartender in there that you know of, and I finally have gotten to crack a joke with me. Like, it's taken him this long, but he realizes like, oh, you actually care about this place. And I'm like, yes, I'm not trying to burn it down. I'm sorry. That's not my job. So
Yeah.
no, but these guys are so much happier. I've had people tell me like a year later, they're like, you know, if you were crappy, like I was going to leave. And I was like, why? And they're like, because I didn't know who was going to be the next person. And the next person could have been far worse. Like, we don't know what we were going to go get ourselves into. Like,
Yeah. No, I think all of that is super important. And there are things that are within your control and not within your control.
Yeah.
So even for those guys and girls, when you showed up, you created a lot more activation too. Like
Yeah.
I got to really brainstorm with you. We talked about, digital dartboards and, pool tables, all that stuff. What we can do to bring more of that crowd in here. You and I said, listen, I went to this really amazing trivia. We went and found a really great trivia master.
yeah, we did. Yeah.
She killed it for a little while. We just
Mhm.
couldn't get that traction, enough to make it worth it. But I think going through all of that, where do you think the value comes in what you do? Because I think you and I both agree that you can't give things away. Where do you think you can create, a value add for people that goes against what everyone feels is Vegas right now?
Oh man, that's so hard to answer right now because it's like people want experience or they want something cheap or am I getting charged for parking?
Let's talk about Taco Tuesday, right? You and I both
Oh,
hate
yeah.
Taco Tuesday. So we were
Yeah,
both
we
like,
hate
we're
it.
not doing Taco
I hate it.
Tuesday. I don't care what anybody says. I'm going to fight that kicking
Yeah.
and screaming.
Yeah. Oh, wait, you guys started off with what? 3 for $12?
I can't remember the number, but what is it now?
It's 4
Right?
for
Because you expanded it and you expanded to things
Yeah.
that are super fun and helpful,
Yeah.
right? And it helped to check a different box too.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the experience part of that. It's like, oh, you don't do a Taco Tuesday, so what do you do? You know what I mean? And it was kind of like a play off of the triple dipper, but we didn't want to do a triple dipper, and then we needed something to like
Yes.
fall into the place of sports because we are a sports bar.
Yes.
So it fell onto a Tuesday. We were going to do a Thursday, and then it just changed. So that is one experience for sure. So we had Tuesday, whatever it is, and then Trivia Tuesdays. So we're just totally activating, right? On top of that, we're trying to get new product out and push it. So we're having activations, giveaways, and all that.
Yeah.
So I think that when people were coming into the space, they were kind of shocked. They're like, this place does this stuff? And now we're constantly getting recognized. So like yesterday we had a Guinness activation for St. Patrick's Day, and people were shocked again. And we're like, you guys are giving away free beer? Yep. Every holiday, come out. We're giving out free beer, free alcohol, all this stuff. So that's the activations that we're talking about. Will you see it on the strip? Not so much.
Right.
You know, I don't know a lot of places that will do spends like that anymore. It's really hard for them to give stuff away for free.
Well, I think ownership where you're at really cares about locals,
Yeah.
right? They really care about that type of stuff. And it's about bringing the value to that space that can generate the repeat customer, right? And it's if we can get 10% of those people to return every week, we're going to, you know, continue, right? And on the strip, it's always, we discuss, you know, it's one trip around the sun. We get you one trip around the sun, and then, you know, that's it. You're getting that one person once a year, and you hopefully get them back next year. You're in a different market, and it's about who you know and how you create that experience for them. So I just thought that it was a really great thing that you added on to, and I think that those are the things that you really contributed to what you're doing currently. That's helping you get to the next level.
Yeah.
Right. You're going to get offered a promotion. I think that that's absolutely amazing for you. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm super excited for you.
Yeah. Thank you.
I hope there's a little bit of excitement there for you.
There is. I am looking forward to it, obviously, but you know, I can't really say much on it right now. But,
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, I'm excited for that. Everyone wants to grow. Who doesn't want to grow in a restaurant? We all started off as dishwashers, bussers, and hostesses. No one wants to do that forever. Or if you do, whatever, that's up to you. Like, that's your life. But that's not something I want to do. I want to grow into this position. And you know this, you want to be a partner in something, or, I mean, you have something coming up yourself. So.
Oh, no. Yeah. Well, listen, all of this is meant to, you know, be cross promotable and get people excited. And everyone should have the opportunity to get excited about something. And, you know, it's been very challenging for me to step out of the strip, right? It's been very hard to get out of that 1,000, 3,000, 4,000 people a day grind, right? And it doesn't matter at what level you're at. You know, when you leave Vegas and you've worked on the strip, people always tell you can work anywhere.
Yeah.
But my challenges have been the handful of times that I've either left for a very small period of time or tried to leave. The main question I get is, are you going to be okay moving here? Right? Because it's not this. It's slow. We do 200 covers a night, you know, and it's like, yeah, listen, it's not any different. You have a different focus.
Yeah, that was you in Atlanta.
Yeah.
That was rough for you.
Yeah. Atlanta was hard. It was, you know, but it's different people too, right? The expectations are different. I was challenged with walking into a space with people I've never met before and trying to create a group of people that wanted to work together in a very short period of time. And it was hard to get them to believe in that, but it was a whole culture shift because prior to me getting there wasn't anyone that really cared about the building. There wasn't anyone that genuinely cared about the food. It was just like, let's do enough to get it done, and let's do it well enough that no one's going to complain.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, I hear you, but it's like, you made it easy for you.
Is there 4 walls and a cash register?
And I'm like, I'm not here to make it easy for you.
Yeah.
I'm here to make it great for the customer.
Yeah.
Right. So what are you doing? What do you think is a great opportunity for people to, you know, create a better guest experience? Because you're doing it every day.
Yeah.
Where do you think the best guest experience is in Las Vegas?
Oh, man. You know what? I hate to, people are bashing this right now, but I really love Durango. I don't know why. And if I stare at it longer and longer, I don't like it, right? Because I feel like because we're in these positions, so I see it happening right in front of me, and I'm like, why do I fall for this? But I'm like, God damn, I love this place, you know? But it starts from, just parking there, right? Yeah, the parking lot's full, but you walk through the doors, and you're like, wow, the lighting's bright in here. It's not low lighting.
It smells good.
It smells good. OG casinos, you know how the low lighting, you walk in and you see Oasis Bar. That Oasis Bar is right there, and it's the center bar. It's going off. You go to the right or the left, the George is going off. Every seat is full. You know, you walk into Nico's, it's beautiful in there. You know, the experience is great. You go on the casino floor, there's not one person just saying, hi, do you need anything? It's quick.
They've created energy in every corner. They've created fun experiences for people. Have you tried Summer House yet?
I have not.
Okay, so
That's the only restaurant. No one has been like, let's go to a Summer House.
right, so let me tell you, it's a sleeper with a caveat.
It's lunch only though, right? Like, or is
No,
it
I
dinner?
think it's all day. I think they actually do breakfast too. They do brunch.
Okay.
For
'Cause then-
sure, it's lunch and dinner.
Okay.
They have a cookie bar.
I heard about this.
So they have a cookie bar
You would love this.
in front of the restaurant next to the host stand. So you can go in there and get espresso drinks. You can get espresso martinis on draft. They have a bunch of other things. Super cute. But I'm telling you right now, if they broke that concept off to freestanding,
It would work.
it would crush any
Really?
current competitor that makes cookies as a freestanding operation. Guaranteed.
Interesting.
I have not had a single bad cookie there. Not one.
Wait, how many cookies have you eaten?
So they rotate them, right?
Okay.
So I ended up going there with Mel for lunch,
Mm-hmm.
just to try it out and check it out so we could compare to what we're trying to build.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, well, we got to get cookies, right? And I've been on carnivore. She's been on carnivore. I'm like, well, you got to get cookies. So we buy
Yeah.
4 cookies. We buy 4 cookies. None of them were bad. Not a single one. And I was like, oh, that one's okay. They were all
Wow.
home runs. So then we go back with some friends. We go and grab 6 cookies. 4 that we already had and 2 new ones that weren't out previously. Crushed.
Wow.
That was like a carrot pecan. I don't remember what. It doesn't matter. They have a banana bread one. Like
Really?
they're all fabulous.
Interesting.
And I am in agreement with you for that building, but that restaurant specifically, I hope that people hear about it more.
Really?
Because I'm with you. No one knows about it.
No one. Well, for me, Summer House, like I think they're done by like 7 or 8. I'm not going out till
Sure.
7. You know what I mean? I'm having dinner at Mijo's or in their food court, their high-end food court. Like, perfect example. Locals just thriving in there. Vesta. What is it? Shang Artisan Noodle. What is that sushi place too? There's a sushi place.
So I haven't tried the sushi, and I
good.
actually forget the name of the Hawaiian barbecue,
Mm-hmm.
but
Oh, Aipono.
it
I
is
haven't been there yet.
the best Hawaiian barbecue in town.
He just opened something up at the
Yeah, and
Palms.
I'll fight anybody on that.
Really.
It was that good.
Oh, I have to go.
Yeah, I
Every
was
time
really
I go,
impressed.
there's a line. Every time.
Every time.
Yeah.
Every time.
So I mean, that's where I think experiences are for locals. But on the Strip, I'm old school. I love the Cosmopolitan. I might be biased because I worked there, but they're always recreating themselves. Like there's always change in there. You will never, if they're not doing well, look at Blue Ribbon. They're out the door. They're adding another restaurant in there. Scarpetta's gone, you know what I mean? Or DOCG. So they're constantly evolving. They want that. So I think that property alone is a great experience for me. Haleo is one of my favorite restaurants. Zuma is one of my favorite restaurants in there too. And it's not like I go like once a year. I'm not going every.
Sure, but where are you
Quarter.
going? Not specifically. I mean, obviously, give names, but where is your go-to and what brings you back every time?
Man, let me think about this. What have I had recently?
We brought you on for beer because you're a beer nut,
Yeah, I am.
right? And I think that you being a beer nut really helped you in your current position at a pub.
Yeah.
But there's 300 beers on their list, 300 plus beers on their list, and you curate that, and you could tell me 5 different places that you're like, this is an amazing experience, this is an amazing experience.
Yeah.
Give us one of those places that really kind of sets the tone for what you try to create every day.
Yeah, so I mean, if I'm gonna go hang out, I'm again biased. I'll be in the Arts District. I'm grabbing food at Esther's, or I'm grabbing food. I mean, I recently just went to Pachi Pachi. They have great food there too. But if I'm hanging out at Dustland Bar. I'm hanging out and grabbing a drink at Abel Baker, or Chin Chin. Have you been to Chin Chin yet?
I still haven't made it.
Oh my God, it's so good. So good. It's just, those are sleepers. Like, and I'm going multiple times a year. Like, everyone's like, do you want to go hang out? And I'm like, yeah, let's
I thought
cruise.
the experience at Pachi Pachi was fun.
Yeah.
The server was engaged. She brought us little games to play with the the balls and stuff.
Their cocktails are really good too.
I don't drink.
You
but
don't drink,
I
yeah.
trust you.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think that there's a lot of back end, like Prowl's doing really well right now. What is it? Stray Pirate, like that back road is doing really good, like Commerce.
I'm excited that Arts District has expanded off of the main street.
Yeah. So I'm excited for the people there too. Like I know a lot of those people. I've known them for 10 plus years. I'm happy to see their growth. That's where those condos are getting, or those apartments are getting built. So I'm sure they're gonna get busier. Mi Barrio, I've had lunch at. That's really good. Everyone should go check that out. I really like to hang out at Cerveza. That's one of the places. Returning once a month, Nocturno. They just got recognition for a James Beard Award too, and that's DJ.
Yeah.
DJ's doing great. Those guys are killing it. Just the ambiance, the experience. I just love the finger foods in there, like chicken finger, like what is it? A pickle brine chicken finger, and then they have like a potato. It was like a potato crisp, like tower, and it's like prosciutto, like creme fraiche, like chive onion. You're like, I love this. Like, who thinks of this stuff? Like, you're giving me New York without New York. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
So I think Nocturno is really gonna push the boundaries in the next couple of years, or DJ himself is going to. He likes to really think outside the box.
We touched on staff earlier. All those places. You know what makes a unique team?
Man, you know, when I hire people, like I'm having conversations like this. What do you like to do in your free time? What do you like to eat? Do you hang out with your coworkers? Do you not like to hang out with your coworkers? I want to make sure that person fits the team very well.
Yeah.
Oh, are they going to hang out with them after work? Or are they going to ask them to hang out with them after work? Because I was that person. I'm like, I would hate it when my manager would hire someone and I'd be like, this guy's not going to fit. He sucks. Like, I already know he's not a team worker. He's not asking me if I need anything. But those are the things that I'm looking for in that person. Like just having a regular conversation. And people are so scared to have like interviews nowadays. And I'm like, why are you sweating? Like, it's not that serious. And they're like, it is to them though, you know? But I think when I find people, I want to make sure that like, I don't want to say vibe, but like, I have to have a conversation with them, because how are they going to tell me the truth? How are they going to tell me when they need something, or when I ask them of something, are they actually going to do it? There has to be some truth into their.
Yeah, you and I are very similar that way. You
Yeah.
know, your resume is great. I think that's awesome. That's how you got here.
Yeah.
I don't need you to regurgitate that to me.
No.
I'm going to ask you a few questions. I'm going to interview you so you know who I am,
Yeah.
because you also have to deal with me.
Yeah. 100%.
Right? Like if our personalities clash, it's not going to work, right?
Yeah.
If we're not fundamentally aligned, that's going to be a challenge.
For sure.
When you bring in people, how are you? So part of what I wanted to talk about on this podcast is what we're doing to help educate and protect the people that are around us, right?
Yeah.
So when you have bad customers, when you have bad guest interactions that aren't necessarily from something that you did wrong, just, you know, you can't control people. How are you handling that? Like, I feel like the bad behavior has increased after the pandemic.
Oh, for sure.
I think there's a lot more entitlement on many sides. But how do you create a safer space for everyone?
Yeah. So, I mean, this is a perfect example. We have a hostess up front. You know her. She's been there for years. They don't trust in you in the beginning, but as soon as a guest switches on them, they're like, can you save me? And my team really saw that when I stepped in one day for when she started getting called names, right? I'm like, I'm not cool with that. Like that's not okay. Like, she's a hostess. Like, the berating of people, like the way that people talk to hostesses is insane to me. Like, and that's like talking to your 15-year-old child. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't matter how old they are. You don't know these people. You don't know what they're going through or what had happened 10 minutes earlier. So like protecting your team, that's very important to me. I mean, how many times have you seen us? You've probably thrown people out yourself, you know?
Well, when I was running the steakhouse, I got cussed out by a lady that the hostess team warned me about, that I screened and I thought she was okay. They said she was intoxicated. I didn't think she was.
Mm-hmm.
She was. And she wanted to scream at me, call me an asshole in the middle of the dining room. And I politely said, ma'am, no problem. I'll go check on your food. And I boxed her food up and sent her on her way, and she ripped the bag open, and I already had security, and I said, ma'am, we're not doing this. I got another bag. I packed up her stuff, handed it to security, and said they'd love to walk you out, right? It's a de-escalation. I'm not going to match
100%.
your energy regardless of how poorly you're treating me. But what that demonstrates, and what you demonstrated, is that that type of behavior won't be tolerated, but it's also how we respond and react,
Yeah.
right? You aren't supposed to do that.
No.
So don't match the energy because you didn't like it. Just because you have some sort of, mental block that no one should talk to you like that. Agreed.
Yeah.
Allow it to be handled correctly and allow someone to show up for you.
Yeah, I think it's also hard because people like are saying they're paying for it. My time is important, all these things, but it goes both ways.
Yeah, I'm not a servant.
No, we all have jobs. And I'm pretty sure like 80% of the jobs in this world are for people. It's a service job. I mean, anything you could think about it. Business to business. It still gets down to the customer.
Correct. And that's why the purpose of this podcast was to touch on that too. Like, I'm talking to you because you're in it, but I'm going to talk to the guy that cleans the pool, the person that is washing someone's car. Like, all of that's hospitality. All that's guest facing. Like, you're touching that person to person connection.
Yeah.
A lot of people start in food and beverage, right? And I think that there's a lot to be shared, but I want to know why people feel a certain way about it and how they build better community through that stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that people, I feel like sometimes this position also gets failed, like in the restaurant world. And that's because, I could have someone that starts in a lower position and then move up to bartender and be like, I fucking hate this. You know what I mean? And you're like, why? And you're like, is it poor management? Is it the guests? Is it high volume and you can't handle it? Or like, maybe this just really isn't your thing. But then you come back to it and you're like, oh, it's the guest. So it's like, oh, it's the guest. The guest wasn't very happy. Like,
right.
You're like, what am I walking into half of the time?
Correct.
It depends on what area you're in. Like, I know I can't put my bar where I work at right now in Summerlin. There's no way.
Agreed.
There's no way, because those people would eat that place up and it'd spit it out. It wouldn't exist.
Yeah.
But it can move probably downtown, and it can probably move a little west, but it could never survive on the south end of the town or in Summerlin.
We're not old, but we're older. Where do you think the barrier of entry right now is for younger people to come into this? Like, what is enticing people to continue to stay, continue to grow, or to enter into this because it's different now?
Yeah, it's super different. I think that COVID happened. So I have these like 22-year-olds that have never worked. I just hired a 22-year-old host. Remember back, she's never hosted before. You were hiring 18-year-old hostesses. She just got out of COVID. Like, every person I'm hiring right now that's a hostess is 21. And I'm like, wait, this should have been 18. Like, a lot of this should have been 18 so you can become a server or bartender at 21.
Yeah.
So I think that a lot of people are going to school right now, which is great. It's awesome. But it comes with, now I have to pay my bills at 21. And now they're not going into the careers that they want because they have to pay the bill now.
Yeah.
So back then it was, I was going to school and I was going to work. And now I could go into my field at 21. So now we have this lull of 21 to 22-year-olds that are having a hard time starting the real workforce and trying to get into a bartending position or a serving position because they have to pay that school bill. So it's really interesting to see.
A digital tool that you think would be helpful to you? Like, is there something that you're like, listen, during COVID, I had QR codes and I thought they were great, and now I hate them, right? Because I feel like going into a restaurant, you should have an experience, and part of that experience is holding a real menu. Right? Is there an AI tool or something else that you've thought about that you're like, listen, I think if they could help me solve for this, what would that be for you? Like, what is your pinch point, your struggle right now in your current operation? Where like, if I had something to help with this, it would be great. 'Cause right now you're building an app, like you maintain an app, you do all these other things, right?
Yeah.
And it's very robust.
It is. You know what? I'm gonna use one instance and then what I would like. So I went to a restaurant. And they're like, scan here, scan here, scan here. And you're like, what is this? It's like brunch, wine menu, whiskey list, beer list. I'm like, what is going on?
Yeah, I can't.
Like, what? I think we're going to get there. And we were there at one point. It's going to, iPad menus are coming back. they're going to come back. There's just no way. There's too many things going on for people to like brush through page after page. iPad menus are going to come back. I know they are. They were right there on the cusp of it. I remember sitting down in a restaurant and they'd put it on the tabletop and just be like, and here's our food menu, our blah, blah. And I'm like, wow, this is insane. Like, but it makes sense because if you're obviously like updating all the time, that makes sense. You know what I mean? Like you want your bar and your food to be accurate, your pricing to be accurate. Like when you see whiteout on a menu, you're like, oh, this is a little rough in here.
Before you leave, I'm going to show you a cocktail menu, probably like you've never seen before.
Interesting.
It is one of the most beautiful menus I've ever seen.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
I
think you're really going to like it.
Yeah, there's some great cocktail menus out there right now, but I love to go to Phoenix and see all theirs and steal their menus. Because you like want to take it home.
Yes.
They look like, you know, those like old Hendrix books that they used to give out. That's what they look like.
Oh, I love that.
I love those looks on them. So,
do you think that there's something specific that's hurting hospitality right now? Like, where do you think our biggest struggle as a community is?
I think it's entitlement. I think it's the business entitlement. Like, I'm going to take you for every dollar. And then the employee entitlement. Like, you're going to tip me. And that sucks. It does. You know, you and I are going to tip the same no matter what. Maybe that person's going through a really rough day. Who knows? But that doesn't stop them from having a job, right? So, like, I'm just still going to, like, tip no matter what. Well, maybe if it's crappy, maybe 18%, you know. But at this end of the day, we know what these people are getting paid. Or
do you give people feedback?
Sometimes.
Why not all the time?
I do when it's great and when it's really, really shitty. I mean, I've been to places where I've like, I hate to complain, but no one greeted me for 30 minutes. Like, it's typically that problem. I'm like, then don't.
That's fair.
Then don't seat me.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'll wait 30 minutes. I'm in a casino. I'll go do whatever. Just call me, you know? Then don't seat me. I understand that that's my complaint, but half of the time I don't know, I might jinx myself. But the next time it might be like, who knows, my food night might come out. But I haven't had that in a while. So
yeah, fair.
I don't know when's the last time that happened to you.
I have a story. It was at a casino recently, and I had a reservation made through an executive director, and I think I waited an hour and 15 minutes past my reservation.
Wow.
And I haven't been seated or acknowledged. So Mel and I left.
Wow.
And I texted the person that got me the reservation. I said, hey, man, all's well. Just want to let you know we left, so no one says that this is...
you walked out or whatever, yeah.
I'm not even at my table yet.
Yeah.
And they told me it'd be 15 minutes. We're an hour past that,
wow.
right? So it's an hour and 15 minutes. So we just left, and we went off the strip. And, you know, it's the unfortunate thing is I think what you just said is probably our biggest challenge collectively everywhere is the entitlement from everyone. Entitlement from consumers and entitlement from staff, like you're owed something.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, how about we all just show up and work together to create the best experience possible, make sure that the customer's happy, make sure that the guests are tended to in the best way that we know how, and people want to come back, right? Like that person's going to come back and spend more next time.
And tenfold. Whoever I bring you bring them. That's the most important part. This is crazy. So the bar I'm at right now, it's so funny. I'm like, how did we go through all this Casamigos Anejo? And they're like, oh, you put on happy hour. I was like, yeah, but like there was 3 cases of it. Where did it go? And they're like, the Win comes here after work. I said, the Win what? What do you mean? All their restaurants. They come and have $8.99 steak and eggs. And I said, what? And they're like, yeah, they all drank the Anejo. And I'm like, you're kidding me.
But
like
that becomes your thing, though.
That becomes a thing, yeah. So now they have drank all my $5 like spirits on like happy hour. So I'm like, okay, well, we've gone through product. Like, I'm not mad. But guess what? Now they're booking private events with us after work. They're like, hey,
I love it.
Do you have karaoke at this time? We can book karaoke. I'm like, oh, how many people is it? Like, oh, it's for a Christmas party for Pisces at 50 people. I'm like, oh, let me see. They unfortunately didn't book with us because it was like within a day I needed a karaoke guy. But those are the people that are coming tenfold that I'm talking about. Just having decent food. How many times have you gone back to a place that has decent food and great service?
Frequently.
All the time, right?
Yeah.
You're just like, you're not getting wowed. You're like, I'd rather come back and go see Matt. You know what I mean?
I think there's one thing universal that has to be good, right? Or great. The food was great. The service was great. I'm going back for either one of those.
100%.
If they're both great, obviously you're coming back, right?
Even
But
better.
service could be absolute trash and the food is great. I'll go back,
Yeah.
right? Because that person could have had an off day, whatever it is. I always give people the benefit of the doubt. But I'm with you. I give feedback. I wouldn't say I give feedback always, but I
Yeah.
give feedback frequently. And, you know, in the moment when it's really bad, I've gone into a restaurant with a friend. Our server didn't show up for, I'm not exaggerating, 20 minutes. So we call the busser over, tell the busser, we don't want to see anybody else at this table. You're going to take our order. You're going to do everything. We're just here for lunch,
Yeah.
right? We're not trying to be here for hours. Make sure no one else comes to this table other than the food runner.
Yeah.
Can you do that? Yeah, perfect. We gave him $50 or $40, whatever it was. Here, this is yours. You don't give this to anybody. You put it in your pocket right now. That's yours.
Yeah.
We're going to tip on the bill. That's yours. This is what we want. Just make sure it happens.
Yeah.
Kirby, no one came to that table. Everyone left us alone. But that kid got taken care of.
Yeah.
We left a couple dollars on the check. But
Yeah.
again, it's unfair to not give people that feedback,
Mm-hmm.
right? And I give you the opportunity to get the feedback.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the person that reviews things online. And I give everybody a 5-star review unless they deserve something less. But I give everybody a 5-star review because people thrive on that.
Mm-hmm.
I give really honest feedback. Here's the good, here's the bad. And I never responded to.
Yeah.
And I will rip people apart constructively.
Yeah.
Here's the area for opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody ever says anything because I give a 5-star review. I think that's crazy to me because all we do is continue to feed into the bad. We continue to bring up the negativity and acknowledging those people that way instead of not ignoring, but understanding that there's opportunity there to get that person that had a great experience back just as much as that person had a bad experience. And then you're going to invite them back in for something free.
Mm-hmm.
I don't do that
Yeah. It doesn't make sense to me.
because again, you're not acknowledging the people that deserve the acknowledgement, right?
Yeah.
You're giving all the attention to the people that don't deserve the acknowledgement. Because again, these are all situations. You knocked it out of the park 90% of the time,
Mm-hmm.
and you gave none of those people acknowledgement. And I
Mhm.
don't think that's fair.
Yeah. No.
You know, we were
100%.
doing great things in the steakhouse. We started doing, the VIP bananas Fosters and the tableside salads and in the Amuse,
Mm-hmm.
or not the Amuse, the Petafores, right? All that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That stuff matters.
100%.
Right. And when you're acknowledged before you leave, like, here's a really great macaroon. It's super flavorful and colorful. And here's a truffle, like
Mhm.
all that stuff when we were doing brunch. Like,
Yeah.
I incorporated all that stuff because it's important to me.
Yeah.
I want you to know that this was special for you.
Yeah.
Right. And that's because you showed up for us.
Yeah. I don't.
And I think that that's beautiful.
Yeah.
Is there anything you want to share that you think is unique to Vegas that you would want someone to know about?
Yeah, I think that everyone should give us a chance right now. There's such a stigma about Las Vegas being like, I don't know. I want to say something along the lines of like a money grab. They really think we're a money grab right now. And I don't blame them, right? Since we added on parking fees, like that was the whole point of Las Vegas. We're like the intermix between, between states for so long. You could stop by and get your $5.99 shrimp or whatever, and that's what really drawed Vegas. We were built on hospitality. We were a hotel city. We have that, but I think that because of our room rates, I feel like that hurts us. Because now we're having room rates at like, let's say $180 or $200 is average now, right? Back then, that was not average. I mean, even 5 years ago, that was the lowest. That was like a low day was $100 back then. That's the lowest now is 180.
Yeah, I think we
average.
need to change the lens that we look through too, because I think, the problem was when F1 came, they're charging $1,000 for a room that you can get in July for 13 or 8,
110%.
right?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
you're not going to pull up to a Holiday Inn Express that's going to charge you $13.
Yeah.
They have it's $100 rates, like, because it's
Yeah.
$100 rate.
And like, I think that if they were just off the strip a little bit more, and it's happening, we could see the numbers happening in Las Vegas. The strip is crumbling right now. And that's because Chinatown, downtown, is doing way better right now. And it's room rates, it's the pricing. I mean, there's a casino downtown that does like a 3-day weekend for $150.
Yep.
And it's 3 meals. It's like,
Well, the Four
wow.
Seasons was giving a $400 food and beverage credit over the summer
Yeah.
for the spa and everything else. I'm like, what are you talking about?
Yeah. So that's what it like. I think if they just gave us an opportunity and really went through every single place and saw the cool things, like what happened to the Grand Canyon? Did everyone forget about that? Like, you know, like how many hikes have you been on in Las Vegas? Those are the things that I hope they could just give us a opportunity back on again, because I don't know how many times I've been to the river and heard a tourist say, "Oh, I'm from France." Like, I don't hear that anymore.
Right.
You know, I just wanted to come down and see, the Grand Canyon and really be down here, and I'm staying on the strip and blah, blah. That was when it was affordable. You're now grabbing a coffee for $13, even at their casino coffee place, their bistro.
Yeah.
Like, that's not okay. So I just hope that whoever comes into town gives everyone else an opportunity and doesn't think we're price gouging them, because there's places for opportunity for
There
them.
is. And there's great travel outside of the strip, right?
100%.
And, and everyone wants to compare. We do all these things because this is every other major metropolitan city. I'm like, yeah, sure. However, there's not a casino attached to those hotels, right? And there's other places that you're going to dine. We have a very, self-contained ecosystem, right? On that, couple mile stretch.
Mm-hmm.
There's lots of great things that are happening outside of that you should be partaking in,
Mm-hmm.
too. I think that's really good feedback.
Yeah.
I think that's super smart. One of the things we want to touch on at the end of every episode is the lack of, or just acknowledgement of, the mental health struggles that occur within food and beverage. And I'm sure they occur everywhere, but specifically in food and beverage. And so I'm creating what that's going to look like or how that feels. So I'm just going to, kind of read what I wrote and see if this kind of resonates with you. We've always kind of had unstable income. We've had limited access to medical benefits, empirically. I mean, it's getting better, but it's still not great. So on the topic of, mental health in our industry, if you could say one thing directly to people that work in hospitality who struggle in silence, working the long hours with limited access to care, what would you want them to hear from you today?
Yeah, so I think everyone should give themselves grace. That's super important. We were talking about this earlier, like no one pats you on the back in these positions. And it's hard for me too, to do that for my employees, but I do a check-in every day. I really do. You can ask all them. You good? Do you need me? That kind of thing. Call me whenever you need me. We don't get that. I mean, I got that with you because I worked with you for so long, but we don't get that a lot. You know how many times, or you've done this too, we're opening a restaurant and we're sleeping on banquettes for 15 hours, going home, shower, and then back in service. Like there's times like that. Who's patting us on the back then? How many times have we locked the doors by ourselves? There's no one there to save us. There's no one's there to come and help us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and that's why you see teams happen in Las Vegas. Like me and you, for instance, there's people that come in together and leave together because we know what we need from each other to survive. And I think that if we started acknowledging and talking about it more, our mental health can get better. Like, I'm not saying I'm perfect, but there's times where it's rough. I'm single. I've been single for years. I go home by myself and like, who do I talk to every single night? Of course, I have like family and friends that I can speak to every night, but it's taken a while for me to get there. And you're by yourself. Like, when you get higher, you get lonelier because you can't hang out with hourly employees. You can't hang out with your other managers. You either you lose your relationships, as in wives or husbands, maybe even your children, because of the long hours. So it's hard to acknowledge, but I think that's why everyone goes out and has a drink together.
Yeah, and I was just going to say, I think that's why it's been so easy, right? Our industry is so easy to fall into a depressant,
Yeah.
right? Because you're you can buy a drink at your bar, take a drink at your bar, right? Or walk out of your restaurant into a casino where you're going to drink for free, like specifically here, but that's anywhere. Like people find alcohol. And then, you know, we've always been empirically the substance abuse, you know, demographic. And I think people have to stop escaping into that. I think what you said was super accurate. Like we sacrifice a lot, and that includes our friends and family, and that gets lonelier the higher you go. And I think over time, if you can't find a way to cope with that better, and just even simply talking to people, just know that there's people out there, right? There's always a different demographic. Go find your tribe, right? And your tribe doesn't have to be centered around that stuff. It doesn't have to be in food and beverage. I've worked really hard to build a tribe around me of people that are really diverse, that are doing different things, that have different things to add to the struggle, and we can discuss them openly together. And that's how we've grown as individuals, because sometimes you get stuck in your own head too, right? Like your problems seem so big to you, but they're not big to that guy next to you, right? And that girl over there has got some really smart way to think about this that makes this so minuscule in scale. So
I think also people should realize, like, this job doesn't define you. You know, I've had to tell myself that so many times when I've had a boss, like, this job, this is not my only thing. I'm a sister, I'm a niece, I'm a daughter.
Thank you for saying that.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that.
This does not define me
for
whatsoever.
sure. And I think that is, I think we're going to end there, because that is probably the smartest thing that anybody in any position can understand or should understand, is that what you do for a living shouldn't be your definition. Right? It's all those other things that encapsulate your life that truly should be defining you. Like, your job helps to fill a need, but it should not be what defines you entirely, because then you get lost to that, and that's not healthy.
No, absolutely.
Right? That doesn't make you a rounded person.
No. It makes you, and that's what I go home to every day, my family and my friends, that this does not define me. You know, thankfully I do have good work ethic, but at the end of the day, it doesn't define me.
Yeah, I don't take work home anymore.
Yeah, me either.
100%. Yeah, my kids deserve better.
Oh, everyone deserves better. No one should be seeing you be depressed for no reason.
Yes.
I have a life outside of this place. Sorry.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, we can thank COVID for that.
I would agree too, right? And that was kind of the theme behind this. And I do think the pandemic was, it was a game changer for everybody. And I do think there's lots of positivity that came out of it.
Yeah.
Right?
For sure.
Awesome. Well, thank you.
No, thank you.
I really appreciate your time.
No, you too.
It's very kind of you to come and share this with us.
Yeah, I love you. I love you guys.
Love you too.
Yeah.
Cool.
Thank you.
That's it.